In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie in the morning while I'm driving. Ronnie, I really come alive when it's time for Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.
The devil is a lie. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Room Shaker and the Bushes? Thank you for being over here. I appreciate it if you hit the like button. If you've learned something new, you feel welcome to hit the goals and support the channel, support the news, support what's been going on since before the election on a daily basis. The news. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, hold on one second. Hold on one second. I apologize. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I apologize. I had to replug my computer. Then I had to find the cord, and then the cord was right in front of my face, of course. What's going on? I hope you guys had a fabulous weekend. I want to talk about I have several different topics. First of all, we're going to start off with, I left you guys off with Texas and their redistricting so that 45-47 could gain at least 4 to 5 seats. They decided to have this hearing about the redistricting during the water crisis meetings that they were having. you know, nothing good comes out of playing playing with your constituents. So they were supposed to have a meeting about what went on right, what went on wrong during that flood that they just had that no one showed up for, where over 130 some people were lost their lives. So they decided to just squeeze in 45 47's request to steal the election from those constituents who had just gone through that. Those constituents who were his own, who had just gone through that. But they voted for this. But maybe some of them were having a second thoughts. And maybe he figured out that, hey, some of these Texas people may see what a big failure my administration is when it came to their life and safety. And I may be in trouble in the midterms. So let's sure up 4 or 5 seats. Let's black these Negroes out of some districts and let's cut up the black district so that cannot be a sure win. Now, you may also want to know that cutting up black districts and if you got a pool of 100 and they are all in one district, they're all black, you pretty much assume that that district is a safe Democrat district. But if you say, I'm going to cut up this district into, I'm going to put them pool 30 with a strong white district, 30 more with a second strong, 30 more with another strong, and the last 10 with a real strong white district. There you go. You done bust up that district. Now, the Supreme Court is looking at a case similar to that in Louisiana. Did anybody who does content on here tell you about this? Did any person from Louisiana who does a content, who has a whole fucking platform, did they warn you about this, or do they not vote and they don't even know themselves? Okay, so in Louisiana, they had two black districts that they decided to break up in that manner, and so that's why I have voting rights is one of the things that is in my title. So they decided to break up those districts. And so the people from that district took it to court and they won. They said that you cannot break up our district because you don't want a black district. Because you know that this is for sure a district that is a black district. So they won in court, and then a white group, of course, sued them and said, "Yes, we can break up your black district." So that now the Supreme Court is reviewing it. They have not ruled on it. They have heard arguments on it, but it was strange the questions that they had about this in their trying to make a ruling on this. It applies specifically to the Voting Rights Act. Let me pull that up for you right now. So did anybody tell you who does content from Louisiana let you know? This Texas thing. This is a test case, and once they get a test case going, do you not think that they are going to do this all over the United States? Once they sue and once they take it, once they appeal it and then they appeal it all the way up to the Supreme Court, do you not know that this is going to be law of the land? Okay, so we have one test case in Louisiana, which was argued before the Supreme Court. Let me find. I wasn't ready for that one. But hey, it goes, sometimes I do the weave. I do like 45, 47. I weave. Okay, let me find this. Or did I add it? Mm, I'm sure I added it. We're going to talk about the jobs report because of the woman who reported the jobs, uh, the woman who adjusted the jobs report. Okay, we're going to talk about that. And I had already talked about the woman making adjustments in the jobs report last year when it actually happened. And I was suspicious about her trying to increase the jobs report and then going back and changing the jobs report. So the jobs reports were adjusted to be corrected, and 45, 47 came out here. He was estimated to have an abysmal jobs report the last time the jobs report came out. I showed you a picture of what is her name from Fox Business. Maria Baltalama. Her face dropped. She quickly changed topics when she saw that abysmal jobs report the last time the jobs report came out. I showed you that, and she was on live again when this report came out. I think the last job report they had created 79,000 jobs and lost 11% of manufacturing jobs or something to that effect. Now, when this one comes out, it's worse. And so they are, you know, on live, on live, and then they are trying to say why this was a good jobs report. What happened? 45, 47 decided to fire the woman who is tasked with giving the jobs report. So I want to talk about that. I also want to talk about uh, Jeline Maxwell has been sent to Camp CUPCAKE. You know, one of those camps like Martha Stewart goes to. Why was she able to go to Camp CUPCAKE when it specifically said on her sentencing that they were not allowed to move her from a lower category prison than what she was sent? Specifically said she could not do her time in one of those facilities. That's what it said in her uh, charging docket. Okay, so not charging docket, her sentencing docket. So that happened. I wonder what could it be that Todd Blanche, the second in command at the DOJ, who used to be a 45, 47 personal lawyer. Could it be that he visited her 2 days in a row, and now all of a sudden a pedophile is sitting up in a camp cupcake like nothing happened? Birds of a feather. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna. Have you heard much about Doge? Remember how much we were hearing about Doge? And Doge saving the government so much money. We're going to talk about Doge. You haven't heard much about them. Did they disband? No, they said they were going to keep the Doge people. They were going to keep them, and some interesting things are going on with the Doge people. Uh, let me get to the flood victims first. Let's start. Let me start a thing with a thing. Hey Liz, hey M Renee, hey Detach Myself. You're outside listening. Hey, a view is a view. Ronnie, Rascal, and Saucy. Rascal, hey Rascal. Oh no, he left. He's like, you ain't talking. You ain't here talking. Thank you for sharing the views of you. If you learn anything new, you are more than welcome to hit the goals, because my goal is just to help you see something that you may not have seen in the scheme of things that affect you and how you live your life. Okay, so let's start right here. How come this isn't on here? Oh, wait, here it is. I apologize. I had to scroll down. Okay, so they did this. So they had this town hall meeting, and they want you. They added the redistricting into this town hall meeting about the events of the flood. And then they made their map to cut up the districts, try to ensure that 45, 47 would the Republicans would win in the midterm, and the Dems were like, we're not supposed to look at redistricting for 5 more years when we do the census, but they pushed it through anyway because 45, 47 knew that the way his government had fucked up during this storm, that he was going to lose votes in districts. So they needed to gerrymander the already horribly gerrymandered district in Texas even further. And so they came out with a map, and the Dems were saying that this is not fair. You're not supposed to do this. Blah 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 blah. We understand that the GOP is ran by lawless people, and we've seen that they are willing to do anything 45, 47 tells them to do. So, hold on. They are willing to do anything 45, 47 tells them. So they created the map, and they set a quorum to vote on this map, and they already have more Republicans than Democrats. However, without the Democrats, they do not have a quorum. So this weekend, all the Democrats, instead of staying in town, they left town so that the Republicans will not have a quorum to vote on this map. I don't know if you guys heard about this this weekend. I heard about it. Let's talk about it.
In a huge and frankly necessary development, over 50 Texas Democrats have officially left the state en route to Chicago to deny quorum, meaning there will not be enough legislators in session, that 2/3 threshold, to pass the Texas gerrymander that Republicans are advancing right now.
Now, also, why they are going to Chicago, because the governor, another Democrat governor in Chicago, said, come and I will have a place for you guys to stay. They were invited by, I think his name is, what is his name? Spitzer, the big Italian guy, the governor of Illinois, also the Democratic governor of California, Gavin Newsom. He also said that he is going to redistrict all of the few Republican seats in his blue California, since they want to play that game. So they are calling on all of the Dem governors to play the same game. The governor of New York City is very boisterous about it. I don't know why the Democrats don't start playing their game. So this is the beginning of it.
Texas Democrats are being fined $500 per legislator per day, but clearly that's a price that they're willing to pay if it means they can deprive Republicans of the ability to outright rig the state's maps in deference to Donald Trump's demands. Here's James Tallarico explaining the news.
This is State Representative James Tallarico from Texas. If you're seeing this video, my Democratic colleagues and I have just left our beloved state to break quorum and stop Trump's redistricting power grab. Trump told our Republican colleagues to redraw the political maps here in Texas in the middle of the decade to get him 5 more seats and protect his majority in Congress. They're turning our districts into crazy shapes to guarantee the outcome they want in the 2026 elections. If this power grab succeeds, they will hang on to power without any accountability from the voters. But Texas Democrats are fighting back. We're leaving the state, breaking quorum, and preventing Republicans from silencing our voices and rigging the next election. We are not fighting for the Democratic Party. We are fighting for the democratic process, and the stakes could not be higher. We have to take a stand.
And I should note that I'll be interviewing James Tallarico tonight. So if you'd like to see that interview and support my work more broadly, please subscribe to this channel. The reality is that Republicans have fully given up on democracy. They don't want to live in a constitutional republic. They want a dictatorship. They want full control. If they can't get it via the voters, they're going to redraw the maps to give themselves a permanent majority, regardless of what the voters want.
Okay, the link is in my description box. This is the governor of Illinois. Let's see. He talked with Gavin Newsom about this. Let's see what Gavin says.
We can, in essence, likely neuter the total number of districts that Trump is looking to get with Abbott and rigging those maps here in the state of California. Hope other governors consider doing similar things. You've got to fight fire with fire. This is an existential moment. We have agency. We can act superior. We can act holier than thou and watch the last half century wiped out in real time. I think we need to be held to a higher level of accountability and meet this moment and lean in on this and get tough.
From your,
I definitely agree with that. What do you guys think? This is the governor of Illinois.
advantage in terms of what you're able to do in Illinois. Are you willing to fight fire with fire here and respond in a commensurate way if indeed we see Greg Abbott engage in a partisan gerrymander in Texas?
Well, I appreciate the question. I'll begin my answer by saying I've been on team fight since I first got elected in 2018. I really believe, we have to make choices right now about whether you're going to be on team fight or team cave. And the Republicans are using everything, whether it's cheating, breaking the law, trying to do things that I think are non-traditional. And we Democrats can't live by the old rules. We've got to live by the rules, but we've also got to react and fight. And so when I think about what they're trying to do in Texas, and by the way, they're also trying to do it next door to me here in Missouri, next to Illinois, and other places. I think, historically that's, midstream redistricting was not something that we Democrats would do. But if they force us, we've got to put everything on the table. We've got to make decisions that maybe we wouldn't have made before. And so that's why I'm on the team here. I think that governors across the country that have the ability, maybe it's the ones where we've got trifectas, we've got to do everything we can to stand up to what Donald Trump and Greg Abbott are trying to do. I'm not going to countenance anymore the idea that we're going to sit around and watch them do it and complain from the sidelines when we have the ability to stop them.
And so,
Okay, so this link is in my description box. Go over there and check this out. The reason why this is important is because, like I just told you, the Supreme Court is looking at an issue about nullifying and blacking out districts that would possibly go to Democrats. Hey, Church Mouse, Grand Rising, Choreo Lover, A View is a View. I spoke already. There was someone else, Church Mouse, and I apologize. Madison, that's who it was. Liz Livos, you got some good things going on with the house, girl. I'm not mad at you. I am happy to hear that. Schumer, Pelosi, and possibly Jeffries need to go. Jeffries definitely does need to go. Jeffries is hoisted up by Apex money, Israel's lobbyists, personal lobbyists money, and a lot of them need to go. Amy Klobuchar also needs to go. I never thought that I would say this, but definitely they need to go. Okay, now let me show you. This is important. See, because this is important. Let me show you why this is important. Because of what's going on and what the Supreme Court is looking at in Louisiana, which will affect all of us and all of your voting rights. So let me share this with you. Make it real simple. This is an attorney telling you, so I don't have to mess it up. Since I don't know politics, well, I know where to give you politics. I know what's going on in the world around me, and how one thing in Louisiana connects to everything in the United States. How one thing in Texas connects to everything in the United States.
Mark, we've done almost 400 episodes of this series. None has been more important than this one right here. Can you talk about the Louisiana case that is right now at the U.S. Supreme Court and the impact that this might have on congressional maps and the House moving forward?
All right, everyone, this is a 5-alarm fire, okay? What we are watching right now is potentially the dismantling of the remaining portions of the Federal Voting Rights Act. By the way, the 60th anniversary of the Voting Rights Act is coming up later next week. So the timing of this is unbelievably disgraceful. But the U.S. Supreme Court heard a case last term out of the state of Louisiana that involved the fact that Louisiana's map, when it passed its congressional map, created one Black opportunity district. A bunch of plaintiffs sued, including those represented by my law firm, and won. And the federal court said that in order to comply with the Voting Rights Act, a second Black opportunity district needed to be created. Louisiana, unlike Alabama, which you and I have talked about in other videos, Louisiana actually complied with that order and drew a new map with two Black opportunity districts. A bunch of white plaintiffs then brought that case to the U.S. Supreme Court, saying that this was a violation of the Constitution. And the Supreme Court heard this case, and we waited to the last day of the term, waiting for an outcome. We didn't get one. Instead, the Supreme Court said it was going to set it for a hearing, and now they have told us what it is they want reheard. And the question they want the parties to argue now is, quote, whether the state's intentional creation of a second majority-minority congressional district violates the 14th or 15th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution. That is shorthand for the U.S. Supreme Court is looking to see whether or not Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act violates the Constitution. This would be an earthquake beyond any earthquake we have seen in recent decades involving voting rights in this country.
So how many districts in this country rely on Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act? And the question that I'm getting at here is, what would it mean if they gutted the Voting Rights Act, gutted Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, and made it so that there were no opportunity districts, no Black majority districts in this country?
Brian, so there's no precise count of how many Voting Rights Act districts under Section 2 there are, because it applies nationwide, and therefore states don't have to announce we are creating a district under the Voting Rights Act, right? This comes up usually when there is a legal challenge. What I can tell you this is that there are dozens and dozens of districts right now that are majority minority, whether they are majority Black or majority Latino, or in some places majority Asian American. So we're talking about a lot of districts. I mean, we're talking about several dozen districts that if the Republicans decided to extract
Let me move on. I have the information there for you in the description box. Go over there. This one right here is the last link in my description box. All of my links are titled, so go over there and check it out. The rest of the video. Now, I'm going to move on to the stuff that's going on in Texas. So, the Texas legislator got together to talk about the response of the floods in Texas. You know, Texas, who are trying to realign their maps after the response that happened in Texas. Let me see, what is the name of this? Okay, here we go. Uh, let's take a look at what was going on in their meetings. Okay, here we go. The name of this video is in my description box. Texans plead for help after floods. No one came. We dug each other out. Ooh, you can take that. I think they mean out of the mud. Oh, okay. So let's continue.
I'm a general contractor and realtor by trade, and I'm going to give you a brief timeline of my experience as a neighborhood leader.
She gets a little long.
One of which lives on Nameless Road that leads to Windy Valley, that we needed to go and see for ourselves. I asked him if he had gotten any emails or phone calls requesting assistance, as he would have been one of the first ones to receive that request, and his answer was no. He refreshed his email again, and there was nothing requested from Travis County. We drove out to Nameless Road and came to a bridge that was out. We watched several vehicles drive over it, even though it was coned off. Once we backtracked and drove through Treviso, and we came upon a single sheriff's deputy who was posted near the other side of the bridge. He was the only deputy stationed for that entire area. We pulled in and asked him what happened the night of the flood, because we had been told that no one came. He confirmed that he was working on the night of the flood and had over 50 calls directly to him that he was unable to get to, as he was caught between Cow Creek and the low water crossing for the Balcones Nature Preserve. That's a 20-minute drive on a clear night. He was on the other side of the county, and there were no other deputies available for the Sandy Creek area. Sorry, I lost my spot. He was stuck there from approximately 3 a.m. until 10:30 in the morning, when he was able to get out.
Okay, so let's refresh ourselves. This storm started on Friday night. Okay, let's continue.
He was landlocked along with other deputies, some of which had to evacuate from their own vehicles to escape the floodwaters on foot. We finished our conversation and went back home. On Wednesday morning, I went to my friend's house that lives on Windy Valley. His property extends.
So they were left flat-footed. Before they knew it, they were surrounded by water. Had no indication. Had no forewarning. Weather service advice, as Elon Musk decided we didn't need these people giving us information that affect us and how we live our lives. Who Elon Musk, who 4547 later, was it Elon Musk who said he was it 4547 who said he was on drugs or some? It was reported that he was using various combinations of illicit drugs, ecstasy, shrooms, ketamine, all of this type of stuff was left in charge of the government that services you with your tax dollars. Let's continue. He felt that your tax dollars should not go to this, but he has no problem with your tax dollars subsidizing his businesses. Let's continue.
An overgrown dry creek bed, and where we found his neighbor is trying to dig out an elderly neighbor who is unable to get out of her home. And this is 4 days later. I spent the next few hours.
This is 4 days later. Let me go back a little bit.
Over 2 feet high. He took me to the creek that was previously an overgrown dry creek bed, and where we found his neighbor is trying to dig out an elderly neighbor who is unable to get out of her home. And this is 4 days later. I spent the next few hours walking down the creek and witnessing the neighbors and volunteers with chainsaws and bobcats and small excavators digging each other out. I spoke to many of them and their testimony was all the same. Nobody came. No emergency services came to them. In the hours after the floodwaters receded, their 911 calls went unanswered.
Ms. Stalin, thank you for your testimony.
Now, she was in the middle of her testimony and they cut her off after she started to talk about the fact that nobody came. You noticed that?
My question is, we've heard from three of you now. You're not saying that
We've heard enough. And now he's trying to say, you're not saying that. No, she's saying what she's saying, motherfucker. You heard clearly what she was saying.
there was no resources just from the sheriff. Your testimony is that there was no Travis County resources from any first responding discipline.
Nobody.
Before you speak, please restate your name.
My name is Auburn Gallagher. Nobody.
Your name is who? What's your name, bitch? Wait a minute. Her name is who? Let's see what she has to say.
Came. No resources. Nobody came.
Hold on.
Responding discipline.
Nobody.
Before you speak, please restate your name.
My name is Auburn Gallagher. Nobody came. No resources. Nobody came.
No fire, no EMS,
Nobody came.
no sheriff.
Nobody.
Okay. Okay. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yes, he said that when they fell out. Wait a minute. What you talking about? 45, 47 did say that too when they fell out. Thank you, the Bushes. I couldn't remember. I know I read the news report, but I couldn't remember if 45, 47. So now you see this lady crying that nobody came, reiterating nobody came. So she was expecting help from her government because nobody came.
Came for us. Nobody.
That's unacceptable. Thank you for your testimony.
While we're there, real quick,
Okay, so she's real broken up about it, that nobody came for us. She had an expectation of somebody coming to help her. What was her name again? Let's see what she says when she's on TikTok doing the most, saying that nobody should come for anybody else. Let's see what she was saying when she was on TikTok talking all of that dumb shit. Let me share this with you. Is this the one? It's this one. This is the one right here. Can you guys see this? Let's see her when she is in her rarest of rare forms.
Watch this. We're not going to help out anybody. Y'all been living on food stamps, EBT, Section 8 housing your entire freaking life, and you're not going to do it anymore. If you can work, you're an able-bodied person, go get a job. I'm tired of paying for it. And you, ma'am, probably are on Social Security, so you'll get the help you need. Have the day you deserve.
It gets better. Hold on. We ain't done.
You Democrats could spin a pile of dog poo into a steak dinner, and somebody would believe you. Ma'am, you continue to lie and lie and lie and spread misinformation because I don't know why. Who's paying you? And you're so angry. Like so angry. Sweetie, if you hate the United States, you can move. Bye. We'll help you pass. What you gonna do, crybaby?
With alligator.
I want Alcatraz if I want to. And what you gonna do, baby? I'm gonna tell you FA and FO. Okay? So you have the day you deserve.
Your husband's on this side, but you could go to work.
Without Medicaid,
and you can have all of those things if you have private insurance through your job.
Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to go to therapy to continue.
Okay, so she's talking, going on TikTok, talking shit. You wouldn't have those problems if you had public insurance through your job. Oh, okay, public insurance through your job. When many of these employers don't even offer you insurance, when many people who are employed are still on Medicaid. So that shows you this bitch don't know what she's talking about. But listen at her go through TikTok, telling people who are talking about their real United States of Americans living conditions. And this is what she had: have the day you deserve. But now nobody came for her. Did that bitch have the day? How come these people on the panel didn't tell that bitch to have the day she deserves? That's what I wanted to show you.
Husband might be the only one that deserves to be on Medicaid, and you probably should stop popping out babies and living off of welfare.
Go and get her vaccine.
It's almost over. It's just begun.
And now for the finale.
I know we're not Kerrville. I know we're not San Angelo or San Antonio, but hell, we're human beings. Help us. Give us what we need. We are a older community. A lot of our people don't have insurance. They don't have money. Kind of a forgotten community for Travis County. We're unincorporated. We are there unwanted.
No, bitch. Everybody didn't forget. You are not forgotten. While you sitting up here with your crocodile tears, many people remembered you.
Let stepchildren out here, unfortunately. We had no warning. Nobody notified us. 2:30 in the morning, people that could get out came to this parking lot. Nobody was here. No.
In this highly embroidered hat, isn't that one of 4547's hat? In God we trust, to sell to suckers like you. Let's continue.
No firefighters, no police, nobody. We did not see Travis County sheriffs until 10 o'clock the next morning, who were rolling through and saying, you all need to
pull yourself up by your bootstraps, bitch. What do you mean?
Evacuate. I opened a TikTok page walking through HEB buying non-perishable groceries saying we need help.
No. Oh, you opened a different TikTok page. You opened a TikTok page going through HBG. But they found your old TikTok page.
Get me the media. Get me some official. Get me water. Get me anything we need, please. We have.
Now, how come the media isn't covering the full story on her? Because surely the media knows who they had their camera in front of now. But you notice how the media has gone silent on this bitch?
Of nothing. And I'm just trying to do whatever I can. I've had people stop me this morning and say, here's some more water, take it with you. Here's some more food, take it with you. Like, this is what we do out here as a community.
But you can't extend your community to everybody. So it's just your personal community that can help you as an individual. But you don't want community to be spread across the whole United States. Only when it affects you should there be community. Let's continue.
But for God's sakes, Travis County, help us. Don't.
Oh, you want the county to help you, like that, welfare. You want some county welfare. Is that what you want?
Treat us like we're nothing out here because we're not. We're human beings.
So you don't want to be treated like you're nothing, but you want to treat and talk to others like they're nothing, and they're not human beings, bitch. Let's continue.
We pay taxes out here.
And they don't pay taxes? Let's see more. Okay, that's it for that. I have one more. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with any of this. My, how the tables turned. Was TikTok before or after The tears. She truly effed around and found out. To the people in the clouds, please thumbs up the video. Fox would lift them up when they are acting a MAGA fool, but not when they need a handout. Where's Fox News? Fox News, you ain't covering this story. You are not covering this story. There's one more guy who gave. I don't even think he cursed when he gave it to her. I think that we should hear him because he had a lot of good things to say to this bat. Here we go.
I know we're not Kerrville. I know we're not San Angelo or San Antonio, but hell, we're human beings. Help us. Give us what we need. We are a...
So that person's TikTok account is called Texas Patriot. Texas Patriot. I will let you all take a wild fucking guess who she voted for. And don't get me wrong, I'm not wishing harm on this woman or any woman in the community or anyone she knows. Trust me, I voted for you to have the help. You didn't. And why I agree, I think it's fucking ridiculous they're not getting the help that they need, but it is what they voted for. It's what she voted for. And I find it real hard to be sympathetic when this fucking person has videos after videos on her page laughing at ICE raids and stuff like that. You have to have some kind of fucking nerve to laugh at ICE raids, get on TV and go, we are human beings. Go fuck yourself. We told you, Patriots, exactly what was going to fucking happen if you won. We told you exactly what you were voting for. You're voting for a guy who's going to defund FEMA. We told you you were voting for a guy who's going to defund all these things and fuck up all these systems. And guess what he did? He fucked up all these systems. He fucking screwed you people. You small town people. The people who need that advanced warning system more than anybody. He fucked you people over. He fucked your community over. He killed those fucking people. And if you're still too goddamn blind to see it, you need to wake the fuck up because you're on TV begging for help. You know who's not giving it to you? The fucking guy you voted for. Meanwhile, Joe Biden, our last president, didn't matter what fucking community it was, who they voted for, who they were, where they were.
And also remember that Joe Biden wanted to give this community $10 million, and they went down to their local representatives when they had a open meeting, and they said that they told them if they take the money, they would not vote for them again. Do not take the money from Joe Biden for emergency something. It was $10 million, and they was like, it's like taking money from the devil. Yes. I played this for you last week. You ain't got to take my word for it. Just watch the news. See, these things are connected. This is what these people were saying when Biden gave them $10 million. They didn't want to accept it, but they did accept it, and they dispersed it among the police force and retired somebody and all of this other. They probably stole most of the money, in my opinion, but they accepted the money. But so why accept the money and not put in the emergency response anyway? So you didn't put in the emergency response to make these people say that they weren't going to vote for you anymore. So instead of not taking the money to be loyal to the people who said don't take it or we're not going to vote for you, you took the money anyway, and you still didn't add the emergency response shit what the money was for. You feel me? Do you feel me? And do you see why they are worried that they will lose in this election? But these people are silly. They will still vote the same people in. Let's continue.
Were in our country, he sent help. Regardless of if you fucking believe the propaganda that he wasn't sending help for that those hurricane victims, you're a moron, and this is exactly what you deserve. It coming back on you now because he did send help for those people. All the fucking Republican governors said he sent help for those people. Kamala Harris would have done the exact same thing, regardless of party, regardless of anything, regardless of how much it cost. She would have sent help. you would have got the help you need, and you would have probably got fucking better warnings because the National Weather Service and NOAA wouldn't have been defunded. Elections have fucking consequences, woman. You are just now finally feeling them. You can laugh and you can point fingers when it's other people who are dealing with the fucking consequences, like ICE raids, when other people's families are being ripped away from them. But now that it's your family being ripped away from you by floodwaters, suddenly you give a fuck. We told you smooth brains motherfuckers time and time again. He doesn't give a fuck about you. You didn't listen. We told you time and time again he would sell you out to the highest fucking bidder. You didn't listen. So meanwhile, he's trying to cut things like FEMA. He cut things like the National Weather Service. Why? To give money to the billionaires. To give money to the billionaires. Where are they? Are those billionaires helping your community right now? Are those billionaires helping rebuild your roads and rebuild your bridges and rebuild your homes? Are they sending people to come help look for people trapped in this disaster? No. You know who fucking is? Mexico, you stupid idiot. So it's time to wake the fuck up and pay attention to who actually has your back when the fucking chips are down. Because I guarantee you that an immigrant is going to pull you out of that house, out of that rubble, way quicker than a billionaire is. So why the fuck are you still voting for those guys? I'm not holding my breath, but now maybe you can wake up and see that it's other people we worry about. Now that it's arrived on your doorstep, this is what we've always worried about. It affecting other people. We worried about you, and now it's affecting you. Meanwhile, you were just giving a shit about yourself. You didn't care about those other people. You didn't care about anyone who was affected by Trump or his policies. But now they affect you. Now you're crying. Elections have consequences. Welcome to the find out portion of Fuck Around and Find Out.
Excellent. What if you guys didn't? It seems like a couple of Z Sarah. I hope you feel better soon. Okay. Yes, I do appreciate the replay crew. I don't know if any of you guys knew. It seems like Church Mouse knew about it. And True Line, yes, they took the money, but they didn't do what they were supposed to do with the money to make it appear like they didn't take the money and get their voters upset about taking something that would help them save their lives. This is the world we're living in. Okay, so let's move forward. I have a couple of more things that I want to share with you. Let me. I think we're at the Doge part of the show. Oh, we got to talk about Camp Cupcake. So 4547, personal lawyer went to visit Jaylene Maxwell, and she is at a Camp Cupcake. Even though her sentencing guidelines said that she was not allowed to go to any lower rated facility. She was on a minimum. I think she was on a minimal security level, and she was not allowed to go to a facility that was less than that. But somehow 1 or 2 days after a Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche went to visit her, she was moved from Florida to Texas to a I forget. It's not even. It's called a camp. It's some camp in Texas. Now she will be in the company of white collar criminals. A woman who has been convicted on child endangerment, child having SA children. She is in a white collar criminal. Jen Shaw from The Real Housewives of Utah is one of the other people in there, and that dingy bitch who was all over TV saying that she found a She had an app that could do a blood test without drawing blood. And you know that this bitch was a billionaire. And oh, come to find out, the app was phony. She claimed that you could monitor your diabetes. They could, you could put this app over your veins, and it was just as good as taking a blood test. And she was flush with cash flow. Some bitch from Palo Alto, one of these IT specialists. She's in jail with that bitch. Okay, so this is where Ghislaine Maxwell is spending her time. Let's hear the story when it first broke. I'm sure, of course, this happened Friday after I had gone live, so I was unable to give you this story. If you guys haven't gone over to Keith Edwards' page, go over there. He is great. 4547 is talking about suing him because he's so great. Okay.
Prison. And we also have more big pieces of Epstein news as Ghislaine Maxwell is now being shipped out of prison. And we also have reporting that the FBI has indeed redacted Trump's name in the Epstein files. And I have some.
Now, we already knew that 4547 had the FBI, over 1,000 agents come in and make redactions on the Epstein file. I reported that, if not a month ago, 2 months ago. We already know over at the end, and because I said that is, instead of fighting crime, instead of looking for criminals and hunting down criminals, over 1,000 FBI agents were in redacting the Epstein files. So that ought to told you something. Hey, the state of Benning. Oh, come on. Such technology is available to the public. Yet, yeah, we're talking about UCIA. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? Oh, come on. No such. Okay. I was just, yes. And she was flush with money and investors in that. My God, these grifters. Yes, she was flush with money. I forget her name. I think she's gonna show up in this. I remember reading about that several months ago.
Commentary from Virginia Giuffre's family. First, I just want to go back to this progress and change. This isn't that. This is all about.
This is allegedly the new footprint of the White House at the 4547 adds his massive ballroom to the White House. If you guys haven't seen this still of the ballroom, this is what 45. Does that look like somebody who's planning on leaving the White House? I'm asking you. Does that look like somebody who's planning to leave the White House? Are you people? Not many people are paying attention because there's too much bullshit to pay attention to. Here we go. The FBI redacted Trump's name in the Epstein
files. And we found this out through an FOIA team tasked with conducting a final review of the records, blacked out the names before higher-ups said last month that releasing the documents would not be appropriate or warranted. Now, here's a little bit of information. Now, here actually is Donald Trump's name in the Epstein files. But here's what we know that's new. The FBI was instructed to search for and review every single Epstein-related document and determine what could be released. Now, there's 100,000 documents. So instead of, when they put 1,000 FBI agents on this, so instead of going after criminals, instead of investigating crimes and murders and fraud, what do they have the FBI do? Go through 100,000 documents, as well as 10,000 pages, for one reason only: to look for Donald Trump's name and redact it. That's what our FBI is up to. Now, interestingly, I didn't know this, but Trump could agree to let his name out or sign a privacy waiver if he wanted to be the most transparent White House in history, which is what they say. Or what I find to be a little bit hopeful is that when he and everyone else in the named in the files eventually dies, which is a fact of life, everyone dies, most of their privacy rights will disappear. So we are going to know eventually whether or not Donald Trump's in these things and to what degree. The truth is going to come out. It might not happen while Donald Trump is here. Now, we're also learning that Epstein's cell, there was 1 minute to 3 minutes missing from it. But we're also now learning that the video they put out wasn't even his cell. The camera wasn't pointing at his door. Here's a reporter from Miami saying just that.
Well, let me go back to the video thing for a moment. I don't know whether anybody has read the report of Epstein that the Bureau of Prisons did on his death, but they go into great detail about the cameras in his unit, okay? There was only one camera that was recording that night, and that camera was not in the wing where Epstein's cell was. So the video that the DOJ is giving the public is not of Epstein's wing. It is of two other doors that we don't know who was in those doors, and sort of a fuzzy area, which is where the guards sit, which you could barely see.
Yes, that is true. Those doors that the camera were definitely on, you could see downstairs. The guard sat. He was on that side of the building. The guards were on across the day room or something, and they were sitting down, and he was on that side upstairs on that a whole nother wing. And why Pam Bondi was showing these doors with almost 3 minutes missing is beyond me.
Was in a totally other area of that unit. So all these conspiracies and people putting together, where's that minute? They're missing the point. The point is, it doesn't matter if the video they gave us is missing a minute, if the video isn't of where Epstein was. And that's the problem. The camera clearly says in the Bureau of Prisons investigations that the camera that was in, and they even draw a diagram of it, of all the cameras and where they're located, and there's X's on all of them, meaning not working, not working, not working, and the only one working was in an area where Epstein was not housed. So I'm sorry, but it's just frustrating to me because
okay.
Why would the FBI and the Department of Justice release a video that doesn't even point at his at his cell, without, like, why would they do that? What purpose? They're lying to the American people, first off, but what are they covering up? They're clearly covering something up, and I think we eventually are going to find out why. And I think the cover-up is also...
And Ghislaine Maxwell also said that she does not believe that he unalived himself. And in the video that they released, there is actual a cursor on the video. So I did not realize that in watching the video. You can see a cursor like somebody is moving a mouse on the video. So how would somebody be able to move the mouse on a video that's taking a picture of the corridor? Okay, it is in the video. The cursor being moved, it's not like an afterthought. It's actually in the video, the cursor. Okay.
Happening in real time. Because
they chopped and screwed that video.
As we are now getting reporting that Ghislaine Maxwell has been moved to a prison camp in Texas. Prison camp is what it's called. And here's a little bit about that. Spokesperson for the prison camp speaking, saying, "We can confirm Ghislaine Maxwell is in the custody of the Bureau of Prisons at the federal prison camp Bryan in Bryan, Texas." Now, this is a minimum security prison. She was at a maximum. She's already getting treated better because of whatever she's saying to Donald Trump's personal lawyer. We don't know what they're saying. It's apparently highly unusual. The second in command at the DOJ and not someone who's actually worked on the case interviewing her, because he's not going to know whether or not she's lying, whether or not she is making things up.
So we heard her last week talk about her time in prison. You have to get up. You would have something and a piece of fruit for breakfast, and everything. They move the prisoners where she was. You had to line up, step out, move in unison in that prison. It was prison. This one, she can lay in bed all day. She can get up and go to the cafeteria at her leisure. There is a putting green. There is a tennis court. It's up to Ghislaine standards of living. Don't forget, she grew up rich all her life, so therefore she should not be prisoned with regular folk, even if she committed the most heinous of crimes. Even if her sentencing document says that she should never be in this type of prison. If she got the goods on certain people, this is where she can't wind up at. Okay, let me see if there's any more.
Whether or not what she's saying is part of the case. He's not close to this case at all. And the one person who was fired. And now the fruits of her conversation are coming to fruition very quickly here. Now, this is the least restrictive type of federal prison facility. A minimum security prison, like in Bryan, is the least restrictive type of facility among federal prisons housing inmates considered to be low risk, nonviolent, and unlikely to escape. Camps have very little or no fencing containing the inmates, and inside they're able to move relatively freely. And the other people who are there are Jen Shaw, who is in the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and Elizabeth Holmes, who was the CEO of Theranos, a blood testing company. A prison consultant who doesn't represent Maxwell suggested that she...
Elizabeth Holmes, that's who I'm talking about, formerly of the blood testing company Theranos. If you guys gotta have a chance, Google that, and that shit is going to blow your mind that anybody was even buying into it. And the many appearances that they had her on, speaking as if she was real serious and just above it, and like this is where I belong type of thing, talking real seriously about this bullshit fraud that she was pulling on everybody. You got to see it. You have to see how she comports herself in this whole fraudulent bullshit that she was pulling. Okay. Let's continue.
Could run the risk of being threatened or hurt in Tallahassee. Okay, well, sure. I don't believe that, but someone said giving her situation, it's best for her. Well, this is also CNN, so I don't, CNN is not really doing much except wanting to appease the authoritarian administration. So
he ain't never lied. Okay, so if you didn't know, thank you, Miss LA. I appreciate your support. Grand Rising. Now, just in case you guys didn't know that, they believe everyone is dumb. I tell you. Okay. I think we're at the Doge. Speaking of thinking everyone is dumb, now I did not hear about this, and I just wanted to share this information with you about Doge. We haven't heard much about Doge, but we heard so much about Doge prior to Elon Musk being fired. But you know what's crazy shit is going on in Doge? No, I want to share this story with you first. I apologize. I have a different story I want to share with you first about Doge, and then we're going to get to what Doge did for you. what is that commercial? What did something do for you? We're forget it. I don't give a fuck. Let's talk about what's going on with Doge now. You would be amazed. You remember Doge fired a lot of people. Bluffing sources describe bizarre coup as Doge head ignores order to quit. Remember all of the orders that they gave to other people that they have lost their jobs. Now, this guy who is in charge of Doge was told that they didn't need him anymore, and you know what he did? And he continued to contact his Doge people and set up meetings and the whole 9 yards. Okay. Elon Musk's right-hand man tried to stage a bizarre coup after being told to leave the government, ignoring the order and bluffing his way into continuing to do his old job, according to a new report. Steve Davis' departure from the Trump administration's Department of Government Efficiency wasn't just messy, it was downright odd, according to Politico. After the White House announced on May 29th that the operational head of Doge was following Elon Musk out of Washington, Davis apparently decided he wasn't going anywhere and continued as if nothing happened. You know, he served pro it like nothing ever happened. Okay. The situation became so problematic that in June, the White House presidential personnel office, the same office that they were sending these government workers to, the same presidential personnel office. Okay, that office. The presidential personnel office had to contact Doge leads across government and White House liaison to explicitly tell staffers that Davis was no longer an employee and to cease all communications with him. But Davis wasn't having it. Acting as if he never left, he continued reaching out to staffers for Doge updates and making requests. He even led a Doge meeting on the 6th floor of the General Service Admission a full week after his supposed departure, announcing a Doge 2.0 that would be more collaborative with cabinet secretaries, Politico reported. So, why was Doge 2.0 going to be collaborating with the cabinet secretaries? Okay, I think so. We had an alleged drug user in there, and it also appears that we had an insane man in there, his understudy. Okay, he was at the GSA running the meeting like it was business as usual. One person familiar with the events told the reporters. The spectacle made Doge employees deeply uncomfortable. The employees knew they got a personal email saying, "Hey, this guy no longer works here." It made the staffers. It made Doge employees deeply uncomfortable. Several staffers privately questioned Davis' authority to run Doge as a non-government employee. A lot of people got uncomfortable, one source said. So many people received that message from the White House, and I think it bothered them that Steve was continuing to tell everybody that everything is normal and to act like he is still involved in running the show. A whole nutcase. Got all of our information. So where's the mainstream media reporting this? Doesn't it bother you that someone so detached from their own reality had carte blanche to all of your information? Isn't this the type of person that you see in movies that when reality hit them, they try to continue on, and then what do? Then they start tracking people down and unaliving them. Don't this sound like that? That's who had control over all your information. This is the number 2 at Doge. Under who? Elon. So you know he had full all access. This is who 4547 gave full access to. So is there anyone else? Do you know anyone else personally? Have you guys heard this story? Is anyone else in any sector reporting this story to you? Or are they packing up and they are running off after they talked shit but can't back the shit up about what Ronnie Q don't know? Okay. We're going to talk about this threat of nuclear war. We're going to talk about 4547 moving 2 nuclear submarines closer to Russia, and there are already nuclear submarines near Russia. I told you last month about the warships, the 2 warships that 4547 has called into the Pacific Ocean, running all the way up and through near Greenland. Why do, and remember I was asking you, why do we have warships in Greenland? But a motherfucker, just because they went to the service to suck dick, going to tell you I don't know shit about politics. I know what I see. I know what I see. I know what I read. I know what I study. That's what I know. I know that I'm just not running my mouth because I'm a hating ass bitch. I know that. Anyway, let's continue. So this is who's over your information. Davis, then, let me see. Where was I? Some got in touch with Doge General Counsel Austin Raynor, who said Davis no longer worked for the government. Davis then dispatched a trio of allies: GSA Acting Administrator Stephen Echo, Josh Gruschenbaum, and Anthony Armstrong to assess people's loyalty and installed them as Doge new leadership. So another loyalty test. And then if you were loyal enough, you became a Doge's new leadership, Politico reported. They claimed authority from they claimed authority from J.D. Vance and Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, but actually did not. Oh, wait a minute. That's the crazy man did that. Hold on. Davis is the crazy man. Some got in touch with Doge's General Counsel, Austin Raynor, who said Davis no longer worked for the government. But Davis then dispatched a trio of allies: GSA Acting Administrator Stephen Ekon, Josh Gruschenbaum, and Anthony Armstrong to assess people's loyalty and installed them as Doge's new leadership. So he had absolutely no power, and he's doing loyalty tests, kind of like a Hegseth over there doing lie detector tests. We're going to talk about Hegseth too, to see who's the leaker. The biggest thing that Hegseth is doing is running around in circles while nuclear submarines and warships are being moved off the West Coast. And he's sitting up there making sure his hair and makeup is perfect in his new makeup room that he had installed in his office that he is feverishly denying that he had installed on the government's dime. The budget, the Pentagon budget is so bloated that they can make that disappear. Where is all this money going? Do you question where all of this money is going? If I'm not mistaken, I heard it has been reported that the Pentagon has failed another budget. Where's all this money going? No, did you hear anything on your local news that 4547 took that 900 and something $1 million out of the nuclear arsenal upkeep fund to fix up that free plane he got from Qatar? Where's all this money going? Okay. Okay, so the crazy dude uh, did a loyalty test to assess people's loyalty and installed them as Doge's new leadership. Politico reported they claimed authority. They said that J.D. Vance and Susie Wild had gave them that authority, but did not. But actually did not and do not have it. They were bluffing, a second source revealed. The purge came swiftly on June 7th. Davis removed those he deemed disloyal from a Signal Group chat without explanation. I told you that Hexelf got that whole idea of these signal groups from Doge because remember I told you prior to the inauguration, I showed you the OBM, Russell Vogt, a representative saying that they were going to find a way to communicate that was not foiable. You could not get a Freedom of Information Act on it. You would not be able to ask for email. They were going to do everything in a way that you would not be able to trace it. And then that spun on into the Pentagon. The purge came swiftly on June 7th. Davis removed those he deemed disloyal from Signal Group chats without explanation. Those uses GSA control to push out Shia, while three others who questioned Davis' authority faced pressure but managed to stay in their agencies. Oh my God. A senior Trump administration official denied the loyalty assessment claims. Of course they would. With White House spokesman Harrison Field insisting that the administration had yielded more than $170 billion in savings for the American people. And we're going to talk $170 billion in savings for the American people. But the damage was done. Exhausted by weeks of intrigue that began with Musk's public rupture with Trump, many Doge members resigned on their own, while others were fired after White House aide Sergio Gorga reminded cabinet secretaries they had full discretion over Doge personnel. Now, we remember when Elon Musk was over Doge. Nobody could touch Doge. Doge was going in there fucking shutting people out of their office. But after Elon Musk left, why did Gorga have to remind them that cabinet secretaries had full discretion over Doge personnel? Because they didn't know. Because it had never been done before. So he had to remind them. If I had full discretion over Doge personnel, I would have already known that because they didn't have it. Okay, so I didn't know if you guys knew about this. So did y'all know about that? Did y'all care about that? I thought that it was quite interesting. Savings and efficiency, that's what your healthcare money is going to. That's nice recruitment. Okay. Oh, they don't report on any of the important stuff. And they call us Muslim extremists. Child, those Christian extremists are something else. Hiding their hate under a Christian, like Hexelf with all of those neo-Nazi, with all of those fucking white power tattoos all over his body, and saying that these are Christian tattoos. with all those white supremacist tattoos all over his body, and saying they are about the Christian crusade and all this old shit. Okay, so let me tell you, that's who they have over our military. What does that tell you if that's who they put over the military? And let's talk about these Doge savings. I did want to tell you guys about this. Yes, it's showing. Let me read to you how those Doge savings worked out for the American people. Okay, Elon Musk Doge burned through 21.7 billion of taxpayer cash is the title of this. $21.7 billion of taxpayer money. Remember this? Remember this? And the Republicans were yay cheering this insanity on. Billionaire Elon Musk and President 4547 tried to take a chainsaw to federal government spending, but it turned out they actually wasted tens of billions of taxpayers' dollars. The Department of Government Efficiency generated some 21.7 billion in waste across the federal government in the first 6 months of the year, according to a new report from minority staff of the Senate Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations. That would be Senator Blumenthal. The report, spearheaded by Democratic ranking member Richard Blumenthal, comes after a months-long investigation into the tech billionaire and his team's Doge efforts after the president tapped the tech billionaire to lead a short-lived initiative to root out waste, fraud, and abuse and find some $2 trillion in government savings by July 2026. However, Musk's first buddy departed his role as a Trump advisor in May, far short of Doge's goal, before having a colossal public breakup with the president, as congressional Republicans backed by Trump passed legislation that is projected to further expand the deficit and add trillions to the national debt. Yeah, I tried. Oh, I see nothing. Yeah. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. As long as I got my government contracts. I see nothing. Elon, you want to talk? Elon, you want to talk? Okay. The massive sum of Doge generated waste found in the report also happens to be more than twice the $9 billion in Doge cuts Congress codified earlier this month in the recession package sent over by the White House to claw back federal funds, which took an axe to public broadcasting and foreign aid. So this is important. The massive sum of Doge generated waste found in the report also happens to be more than twice the billion in Doge cuts Congress codified earlier this month. So they lost more money. What Congress is trying to say, these cuts to public broadcasting and everything, that's a part of the Doge cuts. Okay, let me see. Okay, yep, that's what it is. Okay. In his effort to put together the report, Blumenthal team reviewed publicly available resources and analytics to come up with a whopping sum of Doge waste. Now you remember that Jasmine Crockett was on the Doge subcommittee, and one of the complaints that the Democrats had in that subcommittee, which was headed by none other than Marjorie Taylor Greene, one of the complaints was they were never able to question anyone from Doge, and the Republicans refused to subpoena people from Doge. So Doge people never showed up to answer questions from Congress about what they were doing in Doge. So do you wonder why all of this happened? This is your administration at work. Adding all this $21.7 billion that Doge fucked off. Let's see how they fucked off this money to the deficit. Okay. Let me see. It found that one of the biggest examples of where Doge burned taxpayer dollars was with its deferred resignation program, which was announced in late January. As soon as he hit office, the first thing they set off to do was to get rid of personnel. And how much money did this? He got inaugurated in late January, January 20th, and that's the first thing they do. Okay. It was announced in late January by the OPM. In total, the chaotic program wasted some $14.8 billion by paying some 200,000 federal employees not to work for up to 8 months. The 55-page report also found that more than $6 billion in waste from the more than 100,000 federal employees who were involuntarily separated from their government jobs but faced long periods of administrative leave. Many were paid not to work for weeks or months. There was also some $263 million in loss of interest and fees to the federal government after the Department of Energy implemented dozens of loan freezes for utility projects. Another $155 million was wasted in time costs for employees because of much demand that they send a weekly accomplishment email to OMB highlighting 5 accomplishments. The move announced in February caused widespread confusions at agencies across the federal government when it was announced in February, along with the threat from the world's richest person that it would be taken as a resignation for those who didn't respond. Doge also wasted $110 million in food and medical supply aid that was left to spoil in warehouses and set to be destroyed. It cost over $100 million to then destroy this food that they wasted. Okay, nearly was it 102? I think. No, I think it was 102. I can't remember. I can't remember how much. It was 100 and something. I can't remember. 1,000. It must have been 1,000 to destroy the food. Surely it couldn't have been cost them millions. I think it cost them over 100-something thousand to destroy this food that they allowed to rot. It would have been cheaper to ship the food to where it was going than the cost it cost to destroy this food. They pay more to destroy it, but that they are not going to. They would rather let food rot and then and pay high money to destroy it than to give it to somebody to eat. Kind of like nearly $42 million was spent to relocate staff members from one agency closer to a physical office. $42 million to relocate you because they demanded people could no longer work from home. That's how much it costs. To get you closer to a physical office. $38 million in investments were blown on 4 projects at the National Institute of Health, the IRS, and some $66 million was spent on professional staff to be underutilized for entry-level work. The report, let me see. The report is a searing indictment of Doge false claim, Blumenthal said in a statement. As my PSI investigation has shown, Doge was clearly never about efficiency or saving the American taxpayer money. Duh. The total waste was found to also include an estimated 50 million in Doge operational costs. However, it did not include other potential ways money was spent or wasted, such as being used for legal and administrative expenses or undermining public safety. The Connecticut senator has urged the inspectors general of some 27 government agencies, fewer agencies that still exist than when Doge came in and shut down all the federal agencies that oversee projects that he is invested in. 17 less attorney generals that were fired by Doge. Okay, so he has urged the inspector generals of some 27 government agencies to take up the investigation and conduct reviews of how Doge actions cost the taxpayer. It's something about condoms in there. Let me continue the story over at the Daily Beast. Let me see if you guys followed me. Sometimes it does not follow. No, it did not follow. Let me continue. It was something about condoms in there. They use condoms as a way to stop the spread of HIV, even in other countries. And so Doge thought that wasn't a good way to spend money. They tried to make it as something perverse. Let me see. Where is it? Let me see. Let me continue reading. I got that. Okay, so it's the same story here. I didn't put up the second story, obviously, about the condom. I think there was $900 million. Don't quote me. I think it was something either 90 or $900 million in condoms, and they are destroying the condoms. Instead of shipping the condoms where they had purchased them for to stop the spread of HIV and AIDS, they are destroying the condoms. They would not even sell the condoms to corporations and people who wanted to purchase them at below retail price. They was like, if you are not going to pay us the full price, we'll rather burn them up. And that is what they're doing. I don't know if you guys knew about this story, but I wanted to share this with you. We help America first. We help no one, including America's when a flood comes down on you. So this Elon Musk ruined as Doge consequences exposed by Senate in brutal financial report. This is the majority report. It may be. I don't know if he
eliminate.
I don't know if he added more than what the Daily Beast reported. Let's see.
Just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste and fraud, and so far we're making good progress, actually. So our savings at this point exceed $4 billion a day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very significant.
You think you'll wind up getting to $1 trillion?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, obviously he didn't get to $1 trillion. I mean, maybe in the end Tesla will have lost $1 trillion on the Cybertruck. I'll give him some credit for that. He didn't get to $1 trillion. They were not saving $4 billion a day, but that's why you go on Fox Business. puff piece interviews where Elon Musk can do the thing that's gotten him this far in his life. Just saying the most wild thing that has no basis in reality, knowing that nobody will fact check you because nobody in the room wants to. Whether it's making wild claims about stuff that's going to be true of Tesla, none of the business places want to like check him. They like the fact that Tesla's making money or whatever, even if he's lying. And when he lies about cutting spending in the White House or whatever, Fox Business likes the lie. There's no incentive to call him on his massive overhyping of everything that he says. The reality, though, if you're interested in reality, which he is not, looks really bad for Doggy. Doggy did not only not cut what he said it would, they also wasted literally tens of billions of dollars paying people to not work. Now, I get it, that's somewhat consistent with Elon Musk. He has been paid by these companies for a very long time to barely do anything for them. So I guess it's only fair that other people also get paid to do nothing. But there is this staff report that's been released, and it focused on the waste produced by Doggy. Apparently, in just 6 months of operation, Doggy wasted more than $21 billion. And the biggest part of that is the mass layoffs of 200,000 federal employees. Now, those mass layoffs were idiotic, not well thought out. They weren't thought about at all, which is why a lot of those people needed to be rehired, because it turns out that, you need people like watching the nukes and dealing with swine flu and all that stuff. But that's not the only problem. The problem, too, is that they did early retirement for a lot of these people just to force them out of the door. And that has been super expensive, okay? They've apparently spent $14.8 billion to pay 200,000 people to not work for 8 months. So you know how we were told, oh my God, the thing about the COVID lockdown is they're just paying people to sit at home that should be working. You can't have Medicaid. You're just sitting at home and playing video games or whatever. Now, both of those were lies, vicious lies. But in this case, they actually produced that. People got.
Okay, so yes, that is the same report. Now, I want to share with you about 4547 firing the woman who reported the jobs number. She is not a partisan. She's actually a Republican. It is her job to put the data together to put out the job numbers, and she was fired. Here we go. Here's the story.
80 votes and something in the Senate these days. I mean, maybe if you're renaming a post office, but rarely happens. It occasionally happens, though.
Nominations confirmed. The ayes are 86. The nays are 8. The nomination is confirmed.
Okay, that was the vote just last year on the nomination of Erica McIntyre to be the Commissioner of Labor Statistics. And she was nominated by then President Biden, but she was seen as such a non-controversial choice for a completely apolitical, kind of nerdy job that she got 86 votes for her confirmation. And she had the support of many loyal Trump fans, like, say, Tommy Tuberville, the current Secretary of State Marco Rubio, some guy named J.D. Vance. Wonder what he's up to these days. What's he up to? Lots of things. Along with 35 other Republicans. They all voted to confirm Erica McIntyre to be the Commissioner of Labor Statistics. Now, most people were probably not following that vote at the time. I don't think we were taking it live or anything. Most people probably do not know what the Commissioner of Labor Statistics does, although if you're watching right now, you very well may by this time today. But it's actually an important and, yes, very, very wonky job overseeing the nation's economic data, which is why experienced and qualified data scientist Erica McIntyre held that job right up until today, when Donald Trump fired her in a post on his social media site. Here's what he said, quote, "I was just informed that our country's jobs numbers are being produced by a Biden appointee, Dr. Erica McIntyre, at least he said she was a doctor, I suppose, the Commissioner of Labor Statistics, who faked the job numbers before the election to try and boost Kamala's chances of victory. I have directed my team to fire this Biden political appointee immediately, all caps. Trump then repeated that bogus claim in an interview with Newsmax just moments ago.
I don't believe those numbers. I think because we're doing so well, and we fired her. This is not something from just now. This was before the election, where she got, meaning Kamala. We thought it was Biden, but turned out being Kamala, where they got very, very strong numbers. I said, "What's this all about?" And they adjusted them, and then later on they adjust them, I guess, downward. But we don't want that. We want straight numbers.
Straight numbers, not sure exactly what that means. I mean, now to be clear, no commissioner of labor statistics in any administration has ever been credibly accused of faking job numbers for political purposes. This is not what is in the soul of any of these people. Trump's accusation doesn't really warrant a counter argument, but just in case you need something to tell your red-pilled cousin at Thanksgiving this year, I'm going to prepare you. I will note that the jobs report that came out right before the election was actually the worst jobs report of Joe Biden's final year in office. It found that only 12,000 jobs were added in the month of October. And the numbers were later revised up after the election to 43,000 jobs after Kamala Harris lost. Now, by contrast, the jobs report that came out today showed the country added 73,000 jobs, which is not good, but actually better than the numbers Trump says were rigged to make Kamala Harris look good. So that our
But also, the last job report showed close to $100,000 job, and it was downgraded to 14,000 jobs. Also, 4547 is coming out and saying that they adjusted right before the election. They showed a strong jobs report, and we see that the job report was abysmal, 14,000 jobs. He is lying. What he's saying is that they gave a stellar jobs report after the election, and then after the election was over with, they came and adjusted the numbers. That's what he's saying. He literally says they changed the numbers down after the election. You see that the numbers were down actually before the election. However, there was an occasion where they did change the numbers downwards on Biden. And when they changed the numbers downward on Biden was in August. They changed the numbers something like 800,000 jobs. They did that in August, and I believe that was for two reportings that they had did on the jobs in August. So he's trying to act like they had $800,000 800,000 jobs before the election, and then they changed it after the election. It's lies. It's lies. It's lies. Let's.
Argument makes literally no mathematical sense. But maybe Trump is actually mad that today's jobs report also suggests there are even bigger problems facing our economy. Because in addition to this month's weak jobs growth, the Bureau of Labor Statistics also revised down the previous 2 months of job growth to just 14,000 jobs added in June and just 19,000 added in May. And that's a total of 258,000 fewer jobs than were originally reported. That kind of 3-month streak does suggest that Trump's disastrous economic policies are definitely taking their toll on the economy. And yet,
Okay, so you can read the rest of this. It is in my description box. I wanted to share that with you. So it seems like 4547 didn't like the numbers, but I want to know what do you think about 4547 and these numbers? 4547 came out and says that he has saved, he has made a deal with the European pharmaceutical companies, and he's going to save you between 50%, 100%, 1,500% on your medicine. So I can understand how you're saving 50% on medicine. I do understand. I mean, your medicine would be cut. Your medicine cost would be cut in half. 100%. He goes on to say that means your medicine will be free. 150%. 1,500%. Excuse me. That means that the pharmaceutical company will be paying you. But this is what he has a hard time with her numbers. But when he comes out here and tells these exorbitant lies about how much money, how many billions they are already taking in from the tariffs, when he has not enacted the tariffs, he's only postponed the tariff dates. And then when he comes out here and says this, so I wonder when the new jobs person is put into office, what are they going to be saying about the jobs if this is what he's saying about how much he's saving you on medicine?
About pretty soon are the Hill heading in some midterms. What do they need to do? What can they do to hold? Well, one of the things they're going to be talking about pretty soon are the tremendous drop in drug prices. We've cut drug prices by 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500%. I don't mean 50%. I mean 14, 1,500%.
That was Donald Trump with a big announcement that he's cut drug prices by as much as 1,500%. And if that math sounds kind of weird to you, that's probably because if you cut drug prices by 1,500%, that would mean drug companies would be paying you an exorbitant amount of money to buy drugs. So,
okay, I just wanted you to see that for yourself. The link is in my description box. Let's move on. So, who's going to be reporting these job numbers when 4547 chooses his new person to do it? This is who didn't trust the number from the professional it is to add up these jobs. Elon is always on something. I just can't with him. Okay, so let me share this with you. Peter Thiel. You guys know I have talked about Peter Thiel a lot. If you don't remember who Peter Thiel is, and I'm going to refresh your memory because Peter Thiel. Maybe I ought to read. No, I'm going to refresh your memory. With Peter Thiel has a new position, a private company who's going to be enriching uranium at a closed down plant in Kentucky, and also he's going to be using it. He's also going to be using it. What is that thing? As a facility. Excuse me. Oh, no, that's not. Hold on. Hold on. I apologize. He's also going to be using it as a place where they harvest data. We know how that's working out in Memphis, Tennessee. And this administration has made it very easy for these corporations. Hey, outspoken one. These corporations have made it very easy. This administration has made it very easy for these corporations to go in and pollute communities around them. They said that they are making the processing very easy very little paperwork, and they are streamlining the process to the detriment of your health. But I really, and this, Peter Thiel. I'm gonna let I've explained to you that Peter Thiel is just got a huge defense contract with the United States. He has a defense contract in Israel already that is hunting down these Palestinians and unaliving them with drones and all of this type of stuff. So be happy. What state is this going to be in Kentucky? And I think the plant was already defunct for some nefarious reasons. I have to go check. I'll tell you tomorrow why this plant is such a good place for a private company that was financed by a hedge fund. A hedge fund is so operative for Peter Thiel to do a private uranium enrichment program, and of course also it's going to be heavy on AI as well. It's not like they're announcing a whole lot of jobs that are coming to the United States as they let private corporations enrich uranium. A person who is heavily contracted with our Defense Department. It's not like, and they don't even want human beings to be there. And it doesn't seem like Peter Thiel cared too much for human beings in the first place. Let me remind you about who Peter Thiel is. Have you guys heard this on your news? Let's reintroduce ourselves to Peter Thiel. Why don't we?
And just hold on and trust me, because it's not that chilling until you realize what it means.
The basic idea was that we could never win an election on getting certain things because we were in such a small minority. But maybe you could actually unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people and plead with people who are never going to agree with you through technological means. And this is where I think technology is this incredible alternative to politics.
That's tech billionaire and Republican megadonor Peter Thiel speaking at a Libertopia, a libertarian conference in 2010. He's basically saying that his political ideology is so unappealing that it'll never win elections. And that's one thing he's right about, because he's railed against women having the right to vote, complained so much about diversity, and written some really disgusting stuff about sexual assault and consent. But he knows that he can use technology as a unilateral alternative to politics, and that should really freak you out. Thiel is one of the co-founders and biggest investors in Palantir, a CIA-funded technology company that has contracts across the government for their data software. Here's their CFO speaking a few years ago.
We continue to advance our mission of becoming the U.S. government's central operating system as we extend our footprint across defense, healthcare, and civilian agencies.
And while both President Obama and Biden did sign Palantir contracts, President Trump is taking it way further. There are new contracts with ICE, something literally called Immigration OS, and the IRS. So 15 years ago, Peter Thiel.
Oh, God. I hate that I do that. I apologize. We're going to have to go back. We're going to have to go back to that. I apologize. I hate when I mess that up. Let's go to the next one. I'll bring you back to that one. I apologize. I was trying to come back to this screen, and I'll go back to that one. I have two more about Peter Thiel that I want to share with you. Zionist Peter Thiel, founder of weapons making company Palantir, has Antichrist obsession. Let me make sure I'm sharing that with you. Yes, I am.
Specific question for you, right? Is that you're an investor in AI. You're deeply invested in Palantir, in military technology, in technologies of surveillance, in technologies of warfare, and so on, right? And it just seems to me that when you tell me a story about the Antichrist coming to power and using the fear of technological change to sort of impose order on the world, I feel like that Antichrist would maybe be using the tools that you were building, right? Like, wouldn't the Antichrist be like, great, we're not going to have any more technological progress, but I really like what Palantir has done so far, right?
Yeah,
I mean, isn't that a concern? Wouldn't that be the irony of history would be that the man publicly worrying about the Antichrist accidentally hastens his or her arrival?
There are all these different scenarios. I obviously don't think that that's what I'm doing.
I mean, to be clear, I don't think that's what you're doing either. I'm just interested in how you get to a world willing to submit to permanent authoritarian rule.
Well, but again, there are these different gradations of this we can describe, but is this so preposterous, what I've just told you, as a broad account of the stagnation that the entire world has submitted for 50 years to peace and safetyism? This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. The slogan of the Antichrist is peace and safety, and we've submitted.
Okay, so that's a piece of Peter Thiel saying that, hey, okay, so that's a piece of we have Peter been stagnant for over 50 years with absolutely nothing happening in our society. And why would anyone have a problem with a one man ruling everything? We need to get maybe this antiquated voting system that we have doesn't work. So let me share this with you. What Peter Thiel actually thinks about humanity.
A number of people deeply involved in artificial intelligence see it as a kind of mechanism for transhumanism, for transcendence of our mortal flesh, and either some
transhumanism, transferring our mortal flesh. These AI people are so looking to live forever by Elon Musk has that Neuralink that he wants to implant in people's brains. So you're better than God. So your product is something that we should clamor to have implanted into God's work, because it's going to make it better than God's work. These people are so into this, and you listen. I am one to believe that Peter Thiel, he and Elon Musk started PayPal together. These are good buddies. I think that they, what they say about birds of a feather flock together. Let's see what Peter Thiel has to say about this. Let me
It seems very clear to me that a number of people deeply involved in artificial intelligence see it as a kind of mechanism for transhumanism, for transcendence of our mortal flesh, and either some kind of creation of a successor species or some kind of merger of mind and machine. And do you think that's just all kind of irrelevant fantasy? Or do you think it's just hype? Do you think people are trying to raise money by pretending that we're going to build a machine god, right? Is it hype? Is it delusion? Is it something you worry about? I think you would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
yes.
I don't know. I would.
This is a long hesitation. This is a long hesitation.
There's so many questions implicit
Should
in this.
the human race survive? It seems very clear to me that a number of
He couldn't answer that question. This was a great interview. God, I forgot the name of his. Go look up the Peter Thiel interview. It was a very interesting interview. Now, let me go back to that previous one that I cut off because before I read this story about what Peter Thiel is doing, I just want you to get a good feel on and a reminder on who Peter Thiel is. Peter Thiel does not want you to see this. Here we go.
Most chilling clips I've ever heard. And just hold on and trust me, because it's not that chilling until you realize what it means.
The basic idea was that we could never win an election on getting certain things because we were in such a small minority. But maybe you could actually unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people and plead with people who are never going to agree with you through a technological means. And this is where I think technology is this incredible alternative to politics.
That's tech billionaire and Republican megadonor Peter Thiel speaking at a Libertopia, a libertarian conference in 2010. He's basically saying that his political ideology is so unappealing that it'll never win elections. And that's one thing he's right about, because he's railed against women having the right to vote, complained so much about diversity, and written some really disgusting stuff about sexual assault and consent. But he knows that he can use technology as a unilateral alternative to politics, and that should really freak you out. Thiel is one of the co-founders and biggest investors in Palantir, a CIA-funded technology company that has contracts across the government for their data software. Here's their CFO speaking a few years ago.
We continue to advance our mission of becoming the U.S. government's central operating system as we extend our footprint across defense, healthcare, and civilian agencies.
And while both President Obama and Biden did sign Palantir contracts, President Trump is taking it way further. There are new contracts with ICE, something literally called Immigration OS, and the IRS. So 15 years ago, Peter Thiel, like the supervillain in a movie explaining his plan to the hero, admitted that he can use technology to get his ideas across when they're unpopular, completely subverting democracy. And today, one of his technology companies is gaining more and more power within the government, building the very systems our government relies on. And oh yeah, this is the CEO.
The central risk to Palantir and America and the world is a regressive way of thinking that is corrupting and corroding our institutions, that calls itself progressive, but actually, and is called woke, but is actually a form of a thin pagan religion.
If you're a progressive, if you have progressive values, meaning you just, care about other people, the CEO of the company building America's technological back end thinks of you as the central risk. He thinks of you as the enemy. Are these the people you want running the systems you rely on, or worse, the systems that surveil you? I want to play for you one of the most chilling.
It does not matter if that's what you want, because that is definitely what we are getting. Let me share with you this new announcement about Peter Thiel's next venture. If you haven't heard about it, do not be like people who come on here and act as if they are so in tune with information, but refuse to share with you. Share. I encourage you to talk to like-minded people and share this information. Let me make sure it's showing on my screen. Yes, it is. So, what is Peter Thiel up to? Why is all of that important? You see that he doesn't even think that. I'm pretty sure that he if he could speak freely, he would have said that he doesn't believe that all life is valuable, and therefore they should do whatever they could to improve the lives of people who he think are valuable. So where does your value lie in the mind of someone who wants to control the world and everything? And if, like I say, look up the Peter Thiel interview where he questions humanity. That is a eye-opening interview about this person. So, what I can't these goddamn ads. Okay. Plans are expected to move forward to. What is the fucking title? This. How do you close these fucking ads? I don't know. I can't close the ad. It's something. What is the name of this fucking thing? I wish I could close this ad. It's the name of this article is something about Peter Thiel and AI. Plans are expected to move forward to develop artificial intelligent infrastructure and low-cost energy solution at former Paluca gases diffusion plants alongside private sector partners. The other Department of Energy facilities slated for a potential development are located in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and in Idaho, and South Carolina. Let me see. Okay, the Department of Energy release said that the former Paducah uranium enrichment facility and the other three sites were chosen because they were well suited for large-scale data centers, new power generation, and other infrastructures. Okay, so large-scale data centers. That is what they have in Texas, where I sent you, where we went over and watched the impact that that large-scale data center for what is it? What is Facebook called? Whatever. Facebook for Meta. I took you to Texas and I let you see how Meta has impacted their large-scale data center, has impacted the environment and the people that live around them with pollution. I took you to Memphis, how Grok large-scale data center has impacted the Black community that lives around it, who was not informed that it was going to be going up in their community. Them as people who live there, or their state representatives. How it's poisoning their community. So now they have red states. Red state people. Did you guys vote for this? Tennessee, Memphis, that's a red state. Texas, that's a red state. Idaho, that's a red state. South Carolina, that's a red state. Okay, so at least they're doing it to their own. But no, their own is not in Memphis. So unfortunately, if you live in a Black enclave in one of these red states, it may be one coming to you as well. Okay, where am I? Where am I? The announcement comes after a slew of executive orders from President 4547 geared toward unleashing unleashing America's energy, speeding up the permit process for data centers and developing advanced nuclear technologies for national security, all with the aim of ensuring the country is leading the way AI and all energy fields. He's made it easy for them to prop these up in your communities. The permit process and all of this, it's good for you. What do you gain from this? What are you gaining from the lowering of standards to get these billionaires to pollute your community? By leveraging the Department of Energy land assets for the development of AI and energy infrastructure, we are taking a bold step to accelerate the next Manhattan Project. I thought that the Manhattan Project failed, though. Am I wrong? Ensuring U.S. AI and energy leadership. Energy Secretary Chris Rice said in the release, these sites are uniquely positioned to host data center as well as power generation to bolster grid reliability, strengthen our national security, and reduce energy costs. We know how security now. We know how Palantir is using its abilities for quote unquote air quotes security in Palestine. So why do we need to use a billionaire's ideas to boost security? Why do we need them to boost power generation? Reduce energy costs. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, we believe our energy costs are going to go down. There's no explanation of how any of this stuff is going to happen. 4547 also issued an executive order this week to prevent the use of woke AI in the federal government, something tech industry experts say could result in companies creating anti-woke versions of chatbots with fewer safeguards to land lucrative government contracts. What the fuck is a woke AI? So it's going to be discriminatory AI. The less woke Grok was spouting all of that white supremacist stuff. Is that less woke AI? Is that what they are unleashing in the for the sake of make America great again, America first? Is that what they're unleashing? Okay, so the site was listed among the more than a dozen federally owned facilities across the U.S. being considered for AI infrastructure development in April. The Paducah Area Chamber of Commerce President Sandra Wilson said a developing industry around the former enrichment facility is a long-term goal of her organization. We've gotten a lot of interest in the Paducah site. We are now instead of one of the 16 sites of the Department of Energy property under consideration for AI facility developments. We are now one of 4. And now it is a great potential for us reindustrialization, she said. 4, it is a great potential for us for reindustrialization, she said. Bruce Wilcox is the president and CEO of Greater Paducah Economic Development. He said that the Western Kentucky city is an optimum location for the potential projects like this. We have unparalleled electrical infrastructure, access to significant amounts of additional national gas capacity, a strong fiber network, and a strong labor force. Uh, you know that the motherfucking labor force is of no consequences. The electricity, yes, they said that these database bases use a lot of electricity, and usually that seeps, the cost seeps into the bills of the people that live in those communities as well. The cost of this electricity causes your electricity bills to go up. There is that. Okay, in additional, and a strong labor force with a supply chain to grow our labor force even more. How are you going to even need to grow? See, they're trying to sell you. They're going to grow the labor force. You're creating creating AI. Cut the shit. Okay. He said in a statement, we have also designated our community as a nuclear-friendly community with a unified vision to be a world leader as we work with prospective nuclear companies from the enrichment process all the way through the supply chain to power generation. A spokesman for the Department of Energy confirmed that the next step for the Paducah site and others is a request for a proposal process intended to solicit potential development plans from private sector partners for each of the facilities. Those solicitations are expected to be released in the coming months, with partners selected by the end of 2025. I am trying. Excuse me, 1 second. Hold on. I was trying. Hold on. Now, what does Peter Thiel have to do with this, you may ask? Ronnie, you was talking about Peter Thiel. What does Peter Thiel have to do with any of this? Let's see. Let's find out. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3. Here we are. Let's find out what Peter Thiel has to do with any of this. Any of this. Let me enlarge my screen. I apologize. Here we are. Peter Thiel joins board of Enrich Uranium startup General Matter. Here we go. This is Peter Thiel. Okay. After more than a year searching for companies that could produce enriched uranium for the growing nuclear power sector, Scott Nolan, a partner at venture capital firm Founders Fund, decided to build his own. Okay. Hold on. Here we go. His new startup, General Matter, has raised $50 million in funding. Now, we do know Peter Thiel is a billionaire, and they trying to act like they raised $50 million. So where's the rest of this money coming from that these billionaires are going to be enriching uranium and acting as if this is a private company? Yeah, they got $50 million. And you telling me that Peter Thiel, a multi-billionaire, is going to be over the project? Is this going to be funded by you and I tax dollars to uphold a billionaire to do things that he's going to say that he cannot disclose to you because it's a private company? $50 million ain't shit. Okay. His new startup, General Matter, has raised $50 million in funding round led by the firm to make a highly acid, a low enriched uranium, or HALEU. As part of the deal, Founder Fund partner Peter Thiel is joining the board, an unusual move for the billionaire investor. The Los Angeles-based the startup, which has been operating largely under the radar until now. So it has been operating, but you just didn't know about it until now. Aims to bolster the nation's nuclear energy industry and add to its stable of founder funds partners who have started their own companies. So, you mean to tell me that you enriching uranium is going to become a privately owned franchise of companies? Is that what we're doing now? Okay, so it adds to the stable of founder funds partners who have started their own company. They have already started their own company. General Matter plans to produce HALEU by enriching uranium to 19.75%, just below the 20% threshold under regulations, meaning it is not weapons grade. So you are telling me that we are going to have billionaires who have already been doing this, enriching it 0.25% under the threshold regulation, which means that it is not weapon grade. But we just struck Iran for doing the same thing. How much did we spend to strike Iran for doing the same thing? That you are just learning that private investors are doing in the United States. Private investors, private billionaires are doing the same thing in the United States. You found out that they have been doing it, and you didn't even know they have been doing it. Come on. I mean, what the fuck is going on in here? Private equity funds. Okay. Venture capitalists are doing this. And we just find 0.25% under weapons grade uranium is what they are creating. The level will be meaningfully higher than 5% used in most nuclear power plants today. So, I thought that they were doing it to create a lower price energy. But so if you're using it to create energy, why is it going to be meaningfully higher than the 5% used in most nuclear power plants today? The company aims to have powered the new generation of advanced reactors that researchers hope will come online over the next several years. What would these advanced reactors be doing? They're not online, so you are creating something for the future. But what does that future of these advanced reactors entail? They're not telling you nothing. So if Peter Thiel is in on it, I just introduced you, reminded you of who Peter Thiel is. We're absolutely focused on cost and making this making this a commercial enterprise, Nolan said. He declined to describe General Matters' process for enriching the uranium, but he said the company will focus on improving efficiency in the process. So there may be a mistake. He's not going to tell you how they do it, just in case they fuck up while doing it. And you motherfuckers in Kentucky are going to be in a world of trouble. But if you're already starting a business, you're going to look on improving the efficiency. You're not creating, he said, we're not creating new science. Well, if you're not creating new science and you're already doing it, what improvements do you need to do? So are you doing it the way that it's supposed to be done? Or are you just trying to say you're not doing anything new? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. Nolan previously worked as an engineer at SpaceX. Oh Lord! Before joining Founders Fund in 2011, serving as an investor until 2023 when he began working on General Matters to fund to found the new company. Nolan teamed up with Lee Robinson, who previously led energy investment for the Defense Department's Defense Innovation Unit, or the DIU. The duo has built up a small operation in Los Angeles of roughly 24 engineers, nuclear sciences, and safety experts, pulling staff from national labs and the private sector. Interest in nuclear power has surged around the world in recent years. Many countries and companies are looking at atomic energy as a way to secure clean and stable electricity, particularly as demand for energy is expected to rise on backed artificial intelligence. Wait a minute. As demanded energy is expected to rise on back of artificial intelligence used in data center expansion. So, 4547 is all the way over there in Scotland, bemoaning wind power. Always be. Why do you think that 4547 it was always bemoaning that Green New Deal that Biden, and we're gonna shut down that Green New Deal? Do you ever wonder why they are poo pooing on solar and solar power, wind power? Now you don't wonder why. Now there's no need to wonder. So let me see. Let me see what else is in here. Okay. Trying to expand. All of this is used to expand AI as well. Okay, in the U.S., investors have backed several new companies developing new generations reactors, such as small modular reactors, with more startups looking to bring their designs to commercialization. Many of the new designs use HALEU, which is difficult to come by in the U.S. Nolan and currently only Russia and China have the capacity to mass produce HALEU. According to the World Nuclear Association, America has limited players that enrich the fuels, such as Maryland-based Centrus Energy Corp and a Maryland-based Centrus Energy Corp. In an effort to ramp up production at home, the Department of Energy awarded a contract to 4 companies, including General Matters, to build out a supply chain last week. The General Matters experts expects to hire additional engineers and select a site to build a new enrichment facility later this year. The short list of locations include Wyoming, Texas, Washington, and Utah. It plans to break ground on the facility in 2026 and begin operation by the end of the decade. Over time, the facility could supply enough enriched uranium to fulfill as much as 2/3 of U.S. domestic consumption. So, a takeover. It wants you to pay the rich to stay rich. This is another ploy where they are, making you pay all your money to the rich. They already are selling all houses, new houses, houses that come on the market to these private equity firms to get you out of the ability to start saving money and earning money and for yourselves, for your own wealth, to be a permanent renter to these rich who are buying up at right now in 2026, 40% of all housing in the United States, 40% of all new and housings that are coming on the market. So they want to make sure that whatever you work for, no, they're not cutting the cost on any housing or anything. They're not creating new housing to make housing more affordable. They're trying to get you tied in to always paying your money to billionaires. They're setting up billionaires for their like it's not do billionaires not have enough? Do billionaires not have enough? So if they own this technology, who owns the pricing of this technology? How much is wind? How much is the sun? There's no money in that. There's no way to fucking indebt you to Peter Thiel and the 1% by improving on that. And plus, hey, we can further have a nuclear grade uranium to make new missiles. When we let the missiles that we have in the ground get fucked up because we took the money that it costs to make sure that the silos are safe and are not crumbling in on our nuclear arsenal right now, because we're going to take the money to get 45 47's new free jet equipped to Air Force One statue by the end of his term. Or is it going to be the end of his term? All right, y'all. That's all I got for you. The link is in my description box. Is there anything else? This shit, the way I put it together, I could be wrong. Oh, I have to tell you this. I have to share this with you guys. The warships, the submarines that 45, 47, the little weak ass reason 45, 47 is sending nuclear equipped submarines closer to Russia. Autocrat 45, 47 threatened Russia with nuclear submarines over stalled Ukraine ceasefire negotiation. This is the reason he is over stalled Ukraine ceasefire. Now, this Ukraine ceasefire agreement has been stalled for 6 months. For 6 months. So let's see why 45, 47 is threatening nuclear submarines.
Every day in America sees another national scandal that would bring down the government in any other country. Not so with Donald Trump and his regime of far-right nationalists. No, for some reason, they can just keep setting everything on fire, and journalists haven't got the time to cover every story. In fact, a story that came and went yesterday is that Trump on Friday said he'd ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions in response to the former Russian president, Dmitry Medvedev, about the risk of war between the nuclear-armed adversaries. Well, security analysts called Trump's move a rhetorical escalation with Moscow, given that the United States already has nuclear-powered submarines that are deployed and capable of striking Russia. Medvedev on Thursday said Trump should remember that Moscow possessed Soviet-era nuclear strike capabilities of last resort, after Trump had told Medvedev to watch his words. Based on the highly provocative statements of the former president of Russia, Dmitry Medvedev, I have ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions just in case. These foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that, Trump said. in Friday's Truth Social post. He added, "Words are very important and can often lead to unintended consequences. I hope this will not be one of those instances." Donald Trump, off the back of a tweet that obviously caught him in the wrong mood, caused him to make strategic military decisions because, what, he was trying to flex his muscles and prove that he's a strong man? Reporters asked him later that day why he ordered the submarine movement. Trump said a threat was made by a former president of Russia and we're going to protect our people. I mean, if a true nuclear threat was going to be made, it wouldn't be made on Twitter.
I think it's very risky business for a lot of reasons. Most significantly, it seems to reveal Trump does.
So a threat was made by a former Russian president. Let's continue.
Really understand how our nuclear navy works and what their plan of operation is. As for Medvedev, it's true he's a former Russian president, a former prime minister, in fact, always subordinate to Vladimir Putin. Right now, the position he holds is equivalent to Deputy National Security Advisor in the United States. And it's just really very ill-advised to have the president responding to somebody like that, whatever they're tweeting on whatever subject. Even if somebody should respond to him, it shouldn't be the president.
The executive director of the Arms Control Association Advocacy Group said this is irresponsible and inadvisable. This is Daryl Kimball, who said that no leader or deputy leader should be threatening nuclear war, let alone in a juvenile manner on social media. Hans Christensen of the Federation of American Scientists said that nuclear submarines, part of the so-called nuclear triad with bombers and land-based missiles, were always positioned to launch nuclear-armed missiles at targets in Russia. He said these subs are always there all the time, and they don't need to be moved into position. Trump grants Medvedev a response to these crazy statements. The U.S. has a total of 14 Ohio-class nuclear-powered submarines. Each is capable of carrying up to 24 Trident II D5 ballistic missiles that can deliver multiple thermonuclear warheads up to 4,600 miles. Between 8 and 10 Ohio-class submarines are deployed at any one time, according to the Nuclear Threat Initiative Arms Control Group. If this is all it takes for Donald Trump to make some strategic decisions, contrary to the advice of the security services, where Trump as commander-in-chief with no military experience is like, okay, bad tweet, me move submarines. That is a scary prospect for anyone. And I know that Trump was goading Volodymyr Zelensky in the Oval Office that time about you're going to cause World War III. Well, you know, Trump projects. If you want to know what Trump is really thinking, you just flip all of his sentences. Trump is trying to instigate World War III. Moving submarines, whether he moved them or not, it's highly likely that he was just posturing or showing off, as his mum might say. And this is the problem, is that Trump treats the US military like his train set, like his toys, like he is a child, and he's playing the role of a president on a TV show.
I don't think Putin takes the threat seriously that Trump has been making about secondary sanctions, which would involve more sanctions, more tariffs, whatever, on countries like India and China that have been buying Russian oil and gas, contrary to
that is another one of my stories. India says it will continue to buy Russian oil. After all of this, India came out and said that they will continue to buy their oil from Russia. What is this? What is his name? Moody or whatever. The India president, Modi. He's. I don't understand what 4547. He is isolating us from the whole world. What he's going to put secondary sanctions on Russia. This is their response after he said that he's going to shorten. He's over in the EU trying to play like he's less crazy than he is, and said, "I don't know. I may shorten the days down to 10 days. I don't know." Every presidential decision is made on the fly, and this is the response of Russia. So now all of a sudden he's going to move nuclear submarines closer to Russia when there are already nuclear submarines already close to Russia. That's on top of it. So he needs to make a big announcement about moving nuclear submarines closer to Russia. He's a whole shit show, and it's a wonder. While I don't know the news, ain't nobody, none of those 45, 47 motherfuckers who were telling you why he was so good for the economy, as our economy is sinking in the hole and we are becoming more and more isolated on the world stage. The fucking dollar is down. Do you remember anybody announcing on the main media that the Saudis are not using the dollar to buy oil? Did you hear any of that? You hear Modi saying that India saying that they're going to continue to buy oil from Russia. But did you hear any of these numbnuts in here or anywhere talking about the BRICS? The Saudi Arabia have joined the BRICS. That the BRICS, the I in BRICS is India. The R in BRICS is Russia. Saudi Arabia is not using the dollar to buy oil anymore. And while they continue to show this buffoon blustering about how many people want to make deals with the United States, no, motherfuckers are making deals to get around the United States. Do you think that people think more of the United States than they think of their own country? America first. The link is in my... Let me see a little bit more.
U.S. and EU sanctions because of the war in Ukraine. Putin, for whatever reason, thinks that the Russians are winning in Ukraine despite the horrific human cost. And obviously, after 6 months of trying to get a ceasefire, Trump has failed. No indication that's going to change.
Trump and Medvedev had traded taunts in recent days after Trump on Tuesday said Russia had 10 days from today to agree to a ceasefire in Ukraine or be hit with tariffs. Trump was creating a commitment trap by fueling
he said that he was going to hit them with tariffs. That's exactly what he said. And when we do no trading with Russia because of the sanctions, he said that he's going to hit them with secondary tariffs when they are not on any first tariffs. That's what this buffoon said. That if they don't do this in 10 days, secondary tariffs. He didn't say secondary sanctions. Everybody's correcting it to say sanctions, but the motherfucker said tariffs. We don't trade with Russia. Let's continue.
Expectations that he could resort to nuclear weapons if tensions escalated further with Russia. Evelyn Farkas, executive director of the McCain Institute and a former senior Pentagon official, played down the idea that this could lead to nuclear conflict. It's really signaling. It's not the beginning of some nuclear confrontation, and nobody reads it as such, and I would imagine the Russians don't either, she said. She said that Trump's actions, however, were unlikely to get Russia to change course in Ukraine.
Okay, so what my mama told me, if don't start none, don't be none. What my husband told me, don't pull out a pow unless you are going to use it. Whenever you pull out your pow, be ready to pow. You just don't pull out a pow and not ready to use it. So I just this is it. So what is Hexef up to while all of this is going on? Let's see what Pete Hexef, the defense secretary, is doing while all of this is going on. So why is 47 doing the blustering himself? I guess Hexef, the defense secretary, is awful busy. Let's see what he is up to. If you guys have not subscribed to I've Had It, go over there and check it out. I have read this. This is what Hexf. I also have this in the description box, and I have a link to the full story of what Hexf is up to at the Pentagon. I have an article in my description box. I'm going to let them get into this.
The whole thing. We live in this country, right? We live here. We live here. And so going on, one of the things that Pete Hegseth likes to do is he likes to have gender ideology. He is mad about the gender. So he fired people over their gender ideology, 67 of them. And then he has been forced now to reinstate 65 of the 67 staffers he suspended for gender ideology violation.
There's been, let me make sure my mic is on. There has been reports that Hegseth is a horrible womanizer. We heard during his confirmation that he had knocked up his current wife when he was married to the last wife. The last wife he started fucking when he was married to the first wife. He's on the wife number 3. So what is he doing around there in the Pentagon? Is he around there getting upset that when he I'm asking, this is a question. Is it possible that he's trying to grab people by the pussies, because he said that women are no good in combat roles? So basically, he objectifies women as only he can only see them as mothers or what, a piece of ass. He has to reinstate 65 of 67 staffers suspended for gender ideology violations. There was a clip of Pete Hegseth where he was asked about a person who had to leave the service, and all of the accommodations, all of the not the accommodations, all of the things that this person had done in the military, above and beyond a regular service person had done. Pete Hegseth said she was mentally ill, and I wasn't even tracking. Pete Hegseth said she was mentally ill because she had undergone a sex change operation, male to female, and he said straight up, he said that person is mentally ill, and the army or the military was retiring her against her will because they seemed her as mentally ill. Pete Hegseth is very, 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 very much on this. And you know what they say about people who what is that? Who protest so much. This is one of the things that Hegseth is concentrating on, as 4547 is about to get us in trouble.
I went on to read. I'm like, what is this? And here's what it is. To add insult to injury, he has now employed a team to monitor intimate spaces to ensure ongoing compliance with Trump's executive order defending women from gender ideology. So what he has done is put monitors in the fucking bathroom. That's what he's competent to do. Not to lead an army, but to put people in spaces to make sure girls are going to the girls' bathroom and men are going to the men's bathroom. And I'm going to tell you, I've peed in both. There's zero fucking difference. It makes me crazy.
This is all they have. Like, they have to, in order to keep the eye off the ball. And the ball is to working class Americans. you're not getting paid enough because the system is rigged for the fat cats like Trump and Musk and Bezos and all of these people. But in order to keep you from seeing that clearly, we're going to blame it on these woke lesbians that are trying to use the men's restroom, and then they're also sending kids to school and whacking off wieners, all this imaginary stuff that nobody gives a shit about. But these are the same people.
Okay, so that link is also in my description box. I hope that you take a spin around my description box and check out some of these people. I also want to leave you with another kook that is in the administration. We heard about the FCC guy who said that he wouldn't answer if he fired Stephen Colbert because Colbert was riding Trump's to no end with his jokes. And then somebody said, well, surely you're not just going to get rid of liberal shows. And he would not answer that as well. That is who's over the FCC. Your television program. Are we becoming... Are we being monitored, and are our freedoms slowly being taken away while nobody is really paying attention? I want you to see what the head of the Food and Drug Administration is saying, based upon no science, giving no scientific examples, research material, nothing. Let's see what the head of the FDA is saying about vaccines will kill
Marty
you.
McCary went on CNBC and said the COVID vaccine killed his friend's parent. Now, this is extraordinarily irresponsible for the FDA commissioner to go on CNBC and say. I'm going to explain to you why. But understand first what he is saying. So let's listen to what he said.
What you would describe as reasonable studies with reasonable, or that you would accept vaccine damage reports. You just described this idea of vaccine damage.
Vaccine injury.
Vaccine injury.
Yeah.
And I guess my question is anybody doing any meaningful studies that you've seen on that actual topic?
Yeah. So the HHS and the NIH are starting to look at that because hundreds of thousands of Americans have just...
So first part.
So no, the answer would be no. You said that, and they're starting to look at that. If they're just starting, that means they have not looked at that. And you came out here as the head of the FDA, and this is who they put as the head of the FDA. So go over there and check out that link. And let me verify that there is nothing else that I want you guys to look at. I think I had hit all of my links. Hex self-playing bathroom. Oh, birds of a feather. I would be remiss if I didn't show you this last one. Why do birds of a feather flock together? That's usually the case. I'm sure we've all heard the term birds of a feather flock together. Let's see what this MAGA megalomania freak has been up to.
You're going to be shocked to find out that we have yet another MAGA child predator that previously claimed, oh, he just wants to save the children. It is the most played out character arc in America. And this particular one, you can see him right here. I think that people probably should have suspected a long time ago. In any event, his name is Scott Susek of Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. He was a...
Okay, so let me make sure my sound is on. So this man had been previously arrested for the same thing, and no charges were brought against him. And you wonder why? How could no charges be brought against him? he is downloading photos and that type of stuff. Well, how busted? No charges, but let's listen to what his wife does for a living.
Arrested a little bit more than a week ago, or about a week ago, accused of accessing hundreds of child pornography images through a file sharing system. And as shocking as that is, what is more shocking is he already did this like a long time ago, apparently, and nothing happened as a result of it. More than 15 years ago, Door County investigators analyzed his laptop, and he admitted to downloading child pornography images way back in 2009. However, he was never charged with a crime. The new criminal complaint filed against him this month states that it remains unclear why he was not actually referred to the local DA's office back in 2009. The 12-page complaint included horrifying descriptions of the explicit images that were downloaded to an IP address believed to belong to him in March of this year. And I don't know why they wouldn't have investigated. There are some, I think, a little bit stretchy reasons to consider that we'll get into. But in any event, it's gross, and maybe some of this could have been avoided if he'd been locked up years ago. But as I said, this is not just a story of a monster. It's a story of a very stereotypical hypocrite. Because in a Facebook post last October, Scott listed 24 reasons why he planned to vote for Trump. Here's one of them. I'm voting to fight against human child trafficking. He added later in the post that he was not just voting for himself, but also for my...
Bitch, what? Bitch, what? Oh, why? I don't even recall that being an agenda on the campaign. I don't remember that being his agenda, but you do you. I remember he said that the cartels were trafficking. Oh, I take that back. The cartels were trafficking. The same cartels that whose family who he allowed 17 members to come to the United States and live because El Chapo son is in an American prison, and the deal was made with El Chapo's son, who took over El Chapo's cartel. Are those the cartels who were trafficking? It seems like you're trafficking the cartels over here to the United States. Your goddamn self, 45, 47. You are bringing the cartels who you say traffic, you're bringing them to the United States. So what are you going to do with these 17 family members of El Chapo that you brought over to the United States on the promise that El Chapo was going to give you information? You voted for him because he was going to fight against human trafficking.
Children and my grandchildren. He had children, regrettably, on the mind. And outside of his Facebook post disavowing child trafficking, both he and his wife were vocal MAGA advocates during the 2024 campaign. In fact, his wife, Stephanie, is the chairwoman of the Door County Republican Party. Last year, she represented...
She's who? The chairwoman of the Door Republican Party.
Wisconsin as a delegate at the Republican National Convention. I might have actually walked past her at that event.
She was a delegate at the Republican National Convention. His wife. Was she married to him 15 years ago when these charges disappeared? I'm not clear on that, but that's who she is as of 2024. I don't know if he was married to her. It doesn't say. It's kind of sketchy right there. Kind of like him.
His Facebook account,
kind of like him, kind of sketchy,
was deleted, and I really hope that some of that was archived. He had posted pro-Trump memes, as well as this one about Joe Biden, saying with The Rock, "Do you think anyone fights harder than President Trump?" This woman, "Yes, a child getting their picture taken with Joe Biden." And then The Rock is shocked. You see, Joe Biden is creepy when it comes to kids, posted the guy downloading child pornography allegedly for the better part of 2 decades. Like, are we getting onto this pattern? It's like I've said, There are obviously monsters in America.
Okay, projection and deflection. All right, all the links are in my description box. I hope you guys enjoy the show. I just hey Leonard, exactly. It's looking more and more like a ring. True line. I thought you had left. Wow. Wow indeed. You know, I wonder if he was using the Muskrat website. Z Sarah, I was going to interrupt. Do not forget that the Muskrat, one of the people that he hired at Doge, had a website that ensured you that you could download any pictures, any file, and it would be encrypted. That no one would be able. Those files would disappear, and no one would ever be able to bring those files up again. Thank you for remembering that, Z Sarah. I remember doing the story on one of the people who has all access to our personal information had a fucking website that allowed people to upload anything you wanted to. Anything you want. Feel safe. It will not be able to be found or re-pulled up and directed back to your IP address. All right, guys. I appreciate you all being here. This was a long one because you know it was a weekend. You know a lot of shit go down on the weekend. I hope you guys go over to Reese Waters' page. He did a great. What was it on? I forget. Okay. Now, he has one that's going on right now. I'm going to share the link with you. Yeah, go over there and check out Reese Waters right now. He's talking about the Texas Dems and who left town and Gavin Newsom. The name of the video is Jasmine Crockett and Gavin Newsom lead Dems clap back on Texas gerrymandering. Here's the link to that. He's live right now. Great content. And go over there and red ball and speed it up. And you red ball, listen to it on double time. You'll be able to catch up with them. Great content. I appreciate all of your support. I hope you guys learned something today. Thanks to my new member. And I'm gonna keep my news newsy. That's what I do, and I'm just gonna keep my news newsy. So I hope you guys. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a great remainder of your day. Thank you for being here. All right, I'm out of here. I'm going over there to see what Reese Waters is talking about. He does do a little comedy in his very refreshing, very funny. I think you guys will enjoy him. All right. Thank you for coming out.
No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.
Yes, Z Sarah, I saw it. Bye-bye.